So what topic are we doing?
Okay,
You
yeah.
can do
So
a
my
Kaido topic,
response
or we can
for
do the
like
Luffy topic. You prefer.
the shit about the studies
Which
is
one,
that
Future?
ChatGPT is just gonna give you whatever studies
It doesn't
that
it
you.
doesn't it
Wait,
doesn't
wait,
matter. It
shut,
doesn't
Where's
shut
this
matter. It
your
doesn't
guy
matter. It
at
mouth,
doesn't
speaking
matter.
shut
It
your
doesn't
to?
matter.
mouth, shut your mouth, shut your mouth.
I think
So
it's
ChatGPT is just gonna
from
give you
my
whatever
experience
studies
with it. I
based off
think
some
it's
kind
easier
of
for you to
bias prompt that
do the
you
Kaido
put in.
topic.
It's
What?
widely known
All
for.
right, we
Wait, shut
should
your
do
mouth.
the
It's
Kaido
widely
topic now.
known for actually doing said
Yeah.
Bye.
thing. So I just said
Okay,
if
I
I
have
were to
Kaido
put
top
in some
one.
kind of prompt that were to
Post marine
disagree
forward.
with you, it would just give me a biased answer that may or may not
Okay,
correspond
top
to what
one.
I
Okay,
Okay,
said.
why?
And then you
okay.
also try to narrow it down to
World's
the
strongest
specific
creature.
symptoms. You were like, well,
Okay, why is
these
creature gonna be
articles
in reference
posit
to
that these
humans?
specific symptoms can
It's
lead to these
inclusive of
specific
humans
conclusions
just
of some kind
because
of
the word they
thing
use
about
is
him getting weaker
Seibatsu,
physically, but I just said you can never
and
prove
Seibatsu is a
that Whitebeard
term.
has
Also,
these
who's judging
symptoms.
this a bit?
Um,
Wallahi, you're lucky that.
holy shit, I
Okay,
don't know. Hey
I'm
man, we're
speaking fast.
having
Wallahi,
future
you're
judge.
lucky. I said Raki because like I mix
Seibatsu is a
luck and
term
Raki.
primarily
Wallahi, you're lucky that
inclusive
We
Rek
didn't
of
is
need the
human.
humans.
explanation.
Wallahi, you're
You
lucky that
want me to
Rek
get
is
that
not
for you?
because you would be
Yeah,
fucking with
I
tier
would
seven,
ask
and
you to
also
prove
you're going down on my list, bro.
both
Like it's over
one
for you,
that the
but
word they use is gonna be
Bro, you're mad
Seibatsu,
at me
yeah.
because
So
that
so so hold
Seibatsu
on,
is
hold
gonna
on.
be inclusive
I
of
asked
humans or
ChatGPT
indicative
to
of
give me
humans. Yeah.
studies, right?
Okay.
So yeah,
Rewind, do you have the
ChatGPT might give a
scans that I
biased
used? Or
answer, but
want
the
me to get
studies
them?
themselves
What
still
scams do
count
you use?
as evidence.
You
So if
know,
you want
like
to
the
send me
G show
studies
and
that
like
count in
the
favor towards
screenshot of the
fucking
livery card
the certain
that says
symptoms that I'm
Seibatsu
referring
on it.
to, not
If
making you
not, then I'll
weaker,
find it
then that's fine.
myself.
I already said the issue with the studies.
What was the issue? I wasn't
If you
here.
can look
Uh,
for
Yeah,
them,
No,
I'll
you were
probably
here.
find them in like
I
Yo, yo,
literally
2
was.
seconds.
yo, why do niggas debate like this? Like I obviously
I'll tell
wasn't
you
here.
the
I
issue
had to pick
again.
up
I'll
three
tell you the
different
issue
balls.
again. So the issue
Okay.
again, yeah. So once again, because you can't track, the issue with the studies is just going to be the idea
What
that
do you
you
think a
said
dictionary
the
does,
studies
Truth?
posit certain symptoms in
a
specific to
dictionary
be
is just gonna
correlative to
extrapolate
some
upon
kind
a
of
word
decline in
or words,
physicality,
set of
right? But
words.
I just said you can never
Not
Okay,
prove.
only
that's
correlative, but
fine.
yeah,
And
keep going.
like a dictionary
But I just
Will
said
have
that
like
you can
different
never
segments
prove
inside a specific
that
definition. So it'd be like 1, 2, and 3, and
you
then
could
per
never prove
definition, they
that
just give
Whitebeard
like
has these
sometimes they
symptoms
give
in
like a
specific.
list of
Like
words that
are
scams.
used to
It
explain
wasn't
it,
me.
right?
Wallah, I wouldn't have
Wait,
differentiated
a
that.
list of words that are
Yanni
used
You're
to
did,
not.
bro.
You're
explain
not
it.
a Muslim, by the
You
way.
yeah,
said?
like sometimes they can use like a list of
Yo,
words
okay,
that are used to
so
like explain a definition, especially in like Whitebeard has
um
like some of the
cross
symptoms
language dictionaries. But yeah, just check answer
of
chat.
this
So
like
we
of
have
certain
living
diseases.
thing, organism, creature,
Like
and
he
life.
has a
That's the
we have
primary definition
his
of
doctor
Seibatsu.
saying that
Using as a noun there,
his
strongest
health is
creature alive.
deteriorating,
Do you have any
and
contentions?
also when Marco says earlier, I don't care if you
Y-
contended it
wait,
or
living
not.
thing,
Marco says that
organism,
his health
creature, life.
continues to deteriorate. So
So
Yes.
even if
yeah, yeah.
Marco is wrong,
I
sorry,
don't.
even if you
Does
want
this
to contend or
prove a
stand,
human,
I want
living
you to give
thing,
the response
organism,
to him
creature,
saying
life
that
as
his
an
health
organism?
continues
Yeah, I think a human
to
is a different thing.
deteriorate, which means
So
that
truth.
prior to Marineford, his health
Okay,
was
but the thing is,
deteriorating.
it's like saying
Yeah,
that
so
all these
I just
different
think that's going
words
to
can
be
be inclusive of
indicative
said
of the sickness,
definitions.
like
Yeah,
increasing, I
but
guess, in some
okay.
kind of
Number
potency.
one,
But I'm
someone
just
can.
Okay,
denying
hold
the
on, hold
idea
on.
that said
Let me
potency
explain it to
would
you.
have any
I don't
effect
think
on
you're
his
understanding it.
physical
All
or
right,
No,
his
so living
you're
thing.
physicality.
saying that all
Wait,
of these
shut your
different words can be
mouth. Shut
confused.
up.
Okay,
Shut up.
and
Shut up.
then
Why is
Listen.
he
when
raging
hold
already?
on,
What the fuck's wrong with this guy?
and then when
Cause you're being
Crocodile
an.
says that
Okay,
Whitebeard
when they
is
say
like
And
living
then
a
thing,
also for
weakling
the
now.
bro,
Hold
what
on,
I'm
no, no,
talking
no,
about,
no,
like
no.
wait,
I
wait,
was
wait.
fuck you, fuck
There
you,
was
plants,
two
fuck
things.
you.
I
Y'all,
don't
I'm
want it to
muting you.
go
I'm muting you.
unaddressed.
organisms could be some
Monkey boy,
fucking
I'm gonna
monkey
plant
mute you.
boy.
outside.
I
When
don't
they
give a fuck
say
Monkey
anymore,
boy.
bro.
creature,
I'm gonna
I don't
rap.
have
I'm gonna
any
fuck
problem
up
with it
because you
being
don't give a
some
fuck.
fucking plant
So
outside.
yeah,
When they say
Marco, sorry,
life, I don't have a problem with
Crocodile
it
says
being
that
some
Whitebeard
fucking
is a
plant
weakling compared to
outside, right?
himself
So
at
all I'm
earlier point.
asking
You
you
want to respond
for
to that as
is
well?
just an argument that said
Okay,
thing or said
hold
word is
on.
going to be
I'll need you
indicative
to
of
repeat that
humans.
because I was
Go.
actually
It's
focused
not
on not
okay
your
when you. I
current
don't know what
views.
you mean when you say
So
indicative of
you actually
humans,
did say that
but
Whitebeard has some of
those
these
things like living
symptoms or
thing,
whatever. I
organism,
would just
creature,
ask you to
life, they're
prove
all
that. And then was
categories,
the thing you just said?
and they're not categories that exclude
Yeah,
humans.
Crocodile
You
states
do realize
that
that if you search up
Whitebeard is
living
weaker to
thing,
what he
the
was
condition to be a
once
living
was,
thing
bro.
is like obviously,
Does crocodile have
I'll
knowledge
just
upon
define
what
it
he
to
once
be
was, or is he
a
basing
thing
it
that lives,
predicated
Crocodile,
right?
upon?
Crocodile
And
for you,
Wait,
obviously
shut
Crocodile
your
for
humans
you.
are
mouth. Shut your
things
mouth.
that live.
Is
So
he
I'll keep the
basing?
question for you.
you
I
do
can
not
hear
Wait,
what
shut
Crocodile
your
exclude it
says.
mouth.
under
Shut your mouth.
thingy.
Shut your
It
mouth.
meets needs the
type of
conditions to
power.
be
Why
a
is he
fucking
basing
living thing,
this?
obviously.
Why is he
Mm,
making this
okay.
assumption
I,
or making it?
all right. No.
Yeah,
Now I'm
so I'm
getting
here
it,
to
man. You're a
moderate.
genius.
So
Okay,
when
so
from mute, y'all need
yeah, they're
to y'all need
also
to mute
like
yourself.
the way in which they
Yeah,
use the
chill.
words is
Anyways,
they're
guys.
listing different categories that
Yeah.
it could be referring to, right? So
No,
when
that's
it
not how
says
dictionaries work, bro.
what the fuck? Oh, you
Yeah.
wait.
So
You don't
okay.
wait. You
They
don't
don't
think
say.
that wait, you don't think that
Okay, I've
there's
been freed.
separation so it goes living thing,
Yeah, so I was just saying,
organism,
is he making
creature,
this
life.
based upon the
You
dude's
think
title
that's
or
saying it has
whatever?
to align to
Or is
all of those
he
things or
saying
just
this
one
I
of the
think. I
following
think. I
words?
think.
I
I
guess
think.
based upon the knowledge of his full
Like very
capabilities? And you said, well, he's
uncontroversially,
fought the dude
living
before.
thing,
Well,
organism,
then
and
I would
life
just
are
say, is
all
Whitebeard gonna
inclusive
go
of
all
each
out?
other,
I
and they're all
mean, I'm pretty
synonymous
sure
with
that
each other.
even you would
You can
agree
use
with
living
yourself
thing,
or
organism,
agree with
and
me
life
here.
synonymously, right?
Whitebeard going all out may have
Okay.
some serious,
Okay.
thing to do with his
Creature is
health,
the one where
as
if you
in
want to
decreasing his
write, you'd be like,
lifespan, not his
oh,
physicality. Once
creature,
again,
Is this
may
part
not
of it?
be able
Okay,
to
that's in a bit.
be used synonymously.
okay,
But
sure,
like
buddy.
we can look at the definition of
All right.
creature, and if you scroll down like 1 second, you can see that There's a
Alright,
definition of creature that can be used synonymously with living thing, organism, and life. Now, if living thing, organism, and life are all synonymous with each other and they're in the same definition, the first definition in the dictionary, then I have reason to say that creature is also going to be synonymous with living thing and organism and life.
okay, hold on, really quickly. Let me 1 second to get
Shall
the.
I grab the definition for you of creature?
Sure, buddy.
Okay. Do you have a response, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, give the response once I get the definition.
You said the definition is gonna be some kind of, oh yeah, these three things, or wait, these three things, living thing, organism, life, are aiming to correspond with each other. So given the idea
They're
that,
synonymous. I don't know what you mean when you say aiming to correspond with each other, but I'm saying they're synonymous. So like just operate off of me saying they're synonymous.
all right, creature, an animal, or person. Wait, I just I don't really have any issue with. Do you realize that definition one would also be synonymous with all the things put up previously?
You think definition one, which excludes humans, is synonymous with definition or like sorry, with the other words. No wait, sorry. You think creature there, the first definition of creature is synonymous with the other definitions of Seibatsu that are inclusive of humans specifically, and they don't exclude any type of organism from the definition. But you think the one that does exclude an organism from its definition is synonymous? You think that makes sense?
No, so what I mean is like, okay, if you were to take said word and then you were to put it like with organism when you're describing something on screen or whatever, like I mean, with definition one, yeah, it could and just would work given the definition of the word.
Wait, hold on. I'm confused. Elaborate.
So an organism is described to be uh a an individual animal, plant, or single celled life form,
Bro,
right?
I
So if
can't
you were
lie.
to
Wait, okay, hold on. Can you give me a scenario in which creature, as distinct from a human being, is synonymous with um organism or
organism,
living thing? Yeah.
yeah. So I could say that Kaido is the strongest organism. Or I guess I could say he's the strongest creature, right? Given the definition of organism being an individual animal, plant, or single celled life form.
Do you know what a synonym is?
What a synonym? Yeah.
Okay,
Or
so
wait,
do
wait.
you know
We
how
need.
that's not synonymous? Because one includes humans and one is explicitly distinct from humans or distinguishing creatures and humans.
Hold on. Wait. Mm,
Wait for what, bro? Like you thinking for an argument? You
nah,
lost.
it's not that.
You're
It's
horrible. You suck.
I'm
Can you give a
yo
response?
yo. I'm
What's wrong
looking
with
for
you?
something. Okay,
You're
yeah.
looking for a
No, it
response in your
actually
head
not.
because you
Wait,
suck.
wait,
You suck.
retard.
What's
Like
wrong
I
with
was
you?
no, because now I can get hyped because it actually corresponded with what I was saying. So it's actually not going to be the case that humans are going to be inclusive of that said definition that I just gave you, or organisms, right? It's an
You, do,
individual
you
animal, plant, or single-celled life forms. Humans are not single-celled life forms, right? So the plant thing, animal, or single-celled life form. So it would be in reference, the way in which it could be synonymous is because it posits all three of these things, right? Boom. So when you give the organism part and you say, well, this thing is an
wait, hold
animal,
on. You already
inclusive.
agreed that humans are okay. Number one, humans are animals, right? Number two, you agreed that humans are inclusive of organisms. It's only when it's convenient for you that you start contending this, right? Because earlier when I said humans are inclusive of organisms, you were like, oh, that's fine. I'm not going to respond to it. But now when it's convenient for you, you start saying it like a fucking retard and start saying, humans aren't animals, man. You fucking moron. What's
Wait,
wrong
no,
with
no,
you?
no.
You're a
Okay,
fucking idiot.
wait. If you want to, wait. So why do you think there's a distinction made between the animals and persons or people and a multiplicity of the given definitions?
Do you know what like an inclusive or is?
An inclusive or is, I mean, yeah, but I don't think it would
Okay,
be
so
just.
that's not a distinction
But
then.
I think
Nice one, Truth.
the
You
way in which,
fucking idiot. What's
the
wrong
way
with
in
you?
which these definitions are trying to give information is going to be something clear, succinct, and concise, in which we can easily understand, right? So if we just have one word that can encompass, or two words that can encompass an entire definition, I don't think there would be cause or need for separation.
Wait, so you're saying that when they say an animal or person, they're like trying to exclude person from animal there, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Wait, and then also I consider my
Wait,
definition
no,
for.
answer my question first. I don't care for another point. I'm gonna ignore it if you keep
Wait,
going.
it's because you sent the thing in general.
Okay, I'm
I
ignoring
can
it, I'm
send my
ignoring it, I'm ignoring
definition,
it, I'm
or I can
ignoring it. I
send the
don't care, I don't
Oxford
care, I don't care.
definition
Respond, respond,
for
respond, respond, respond,
organism.
respond, respond, respond.
Or what was your question again?
Thank you. So the question was, do you think when they say an animal or person, do you think they're excluding humans?
An animal or person? Do I think they're excluding? Not via the second definition of person, but I'm just saying that given the fact that there is
Okay.
going to be some distinction made, and they're trying to, I
No,
guess, give.
I have no reason to think that distinction. The thing you said about
I already gave. I
a
already
dictionary.
gave the
Hold
distinction.
on. The thing you said about a dictionary being clear and succinct or whatever the fuck. I need you to explain to me how this isn't clear, clearly inclusive. Because they give an example of the definition there. They say, oh, as fellow creatures, obviously human speaking there, as fellow creatures on this planet, animals deserve respect. So what they're saying there is, oh yeah, animals are under this category, and so are humans. So the category includes animals or humans, and the all there is inclusive.
Wait. So I just want you to send the thing that you're talking about,
I'm
or
talking
what
about the part of the
you're seeing.
dictionary that's like, hold on. I'm talking about, you know how dictionaries give like examples of the word used in a sentence? If you look at the scan I sent and you read past the fucking part I highlighted like a fucking idiot, you see that it says, as fellow creatures on this planet, animals deserve respect. Okay? Read it. Read out for me. Wait, read out for the whole class. Go on.
I'm not very good at popcorn reading, man.
Read out for the whole class, bitch.
Hey, watch your mouth, man.
Read out.
But anyways,
Read
so
out.
when I look at
Truth
said
confirms
thing,
that he can read, bro. Nice one. All right, go on.
wait, when I look at said thing, I actually don't know what you're talking about. I looked at the animal thing that's not talking about as fellow blah 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 blah. Are
This
you
is like
talking
the
about?
biggest, like, oh my God. Do you want to move on?
Are you talking about? What are you? Oh, I see it. I see
What
it.
are you talking about, man? Even though you explained it to me
It's because
specifically, man.
no. It's because I was looking at what you sent in general. As fellow
I said
creatures on the
scan chat,
planet,
though. This guy's
animals.
stupid.
All right, yeah. So I was saying that. Wait. So you're saying that it's just going to be inclusive of said thing because of the idea that it's positing animals to be fellow creatures and not just.
I don't know why you're making it so complex. Just refer back to what I said earlier. Unless you want me to repeat it for you, because you can't track.
Oh yeah, wait. I was just saying that there is going to be one definition that corresponds, given some kind of disjunction, as for said definition. I don't think it would
I
correspond
don't know
one
what
to
you're talking
one.
about. Can you be more clear?
Yeah. So the whole point about dictionaries being clear, trying to portray information clearly, blah 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, sure, I agree. And then you're like, hey man, well, there's a definition of creature that corresponds or aligns with what I'm saying. And then I was like, yeah, sure, that could be the case, but there's also these definitions for organisms or whatever, that like would also correspond with the idea in which I'm positing. So all I'm
Okay,
telling you,
can you pause there? Okay. I don't think you gave a definition of organism that's exclusive of humans. That's first of all. If you search up what an organism is, right, and you go to maybe any science textbook ever, you'll just get a definition that's like really basic and includes human beings. So you search up, you get an organism is any living thing that functions as an individual. If you search up and go to images, you get an organism is a living thing that has an organized structure, can react to stimuli, reproduce, grow, adapt, etc. Right? So those definitions, the most basic definitions you can find by searching it up, are ones that are inclusive of humans. Okay, and then for the point, I'll just repeat myself because you can't track. I don't know what you're on about with the dictionaries being clear and succinct thing. You're just fucking yapping there. Uh, I already explained to you how it'd be clear. Hold on, how they try to make it clear for people that are like you and like retarded and can't understand fucking basic English. They even use the word in a sentence, and it seems like the way in which they use the word in a sentence is a way in which includes humans. So a human is obviously going to be the person speaking, and they say, as fellow creatures on this planet, animals deserve respect. So where the all there, I'm guessing, is to use my bad, sorry. The all there just means they're putting humans and animals in the same category. Like they're both two different things can be that can be put in the same category, and that's why they use this inclusive all.
wait, two different things that can be put in the same category. Wait, so also when you talk about this, I guess some weight in which I lean to my interpretation of said thing that
Can you be more clear? Like, bro, can anyone else understand what he's
yes,
saying?
yeah, hold
The
on, hold
way
on.
I'd
The way
lean
in
to
which I
more
lean
the
some credence
definition
to
of
my
this said thing,
interpretation
like, no one
of,
understands you. Repeat yourself. Come on.
it not
Repeat,
being in
repeat,
reference
repeat,
to all
repeat, repeat,
humans,
repeat, repeat,
right?
repeat, repeat.
Can you stop cutting me off? But anyways, the way in which I lean credence to my interpretation of it not being inclusive of all said humans is via your own tier list. Whereas you have Kaido below certain individuals that should not have made significant leaps and bounds.
Wallahi, Uqsim Billah, this guy can't track. Uqsim Billah, Wallahi Billah, Atullahi, this guy can't track. The topic we agreed to debate was Kaido versus anyone in the verse post Marineford.
Yes, yes. Hold on,
Post
hold on.
space Marineford.
Yes, and
Post
I was saying they shouldn't have
Marineford.
made
Now,
leaps and
those are characters that are dead post
I
Marineford, you
was
fucking
saying that
idiot.
they
Can you
shouldn't
track the
wait.
conversation, please?
So you actually didn't let me finish my sentence. I was saying that said individuals shouldn't have made leaps and bounds post whatever the fuck, or I don't think you could prove it. So given the idea that you can't prove this idea, right, and you're still
Can't prove
positive,
what
shut
idea?
your
Can't
mouth,
prove what idea?
shut your mouth. So given the idea that you can't prove said idea, then you would just either your tier list for one would be wrong, and you would just admit that you don't hold any of these takes, right? Or two, your position would just be wrong.
Okay, hold on. You said given the idea, you can't prove that idea. Now I don't know what that fucking yap fest means, so I want you to go ahead and clarify what the ideas are there. Go on, bitch.
Yeah, so wait, bro, watch your mouth, please, man. But anyways, so given the idea, as in, positing the idea that you can't prove the idea that these people have gotten much stronger, made leaps and bounds since said, I guess, post Marineford thing, I don't think you'd be able to put them above, right? So then I would be saying, yeah, anyways. So then I would be saying that if you cannot prove that they've made these significant leaps and bounds, right, then I think it would just be either one, your tier list is completely wrong, or two, you would just concede your position on Kaido is incorrect.
Yo, this guy, like, this is the weakest fucking reductio ever. Because all the time in fiction debates, people give tier lists that are like, maybe contrary to the arguments they give in favor of the tier list, right? So I don't mind saying my tier list is ass, right? It doesn't change anything, to be honest, because I don't think your argument goes through anyway. Kaido's title is reiterated post Marineford over and over and over again. And if you think there are characters that have gotten stronger to the extent in which they surpass Kaido, I'd expect there to be some narrative indication or some indication within the series at any point, or maybe even external to the series in the data book or something, that shows that they've gotten stronger to a level that's above Kaido's. Otherwise, we have no reason to say that they've gone stronger to an extent that's above Kaido's, especially considering the fact that Kaido's title is reiterated.
All right, so your whole tier list with people above Kaido is wrong?
No, because the topic we're debating is characters post Marineford, and I think that's when Kaido's title applies the best or can be used the best.
That's fine. I just gave you an argument as to why you would just be wrong given the idea
Okay,
that
why? I'm why. Go on.
I already gave you the argument if you didn't track. All right.
Sorry,
So
go on.
is your whole tier list just gonna be wrong then?
Wait, what makes it wrong?
I already told you.
Okay, hold on. Name a character on the tier list where the title applies to the character.
Luffy.
Okay, anyone else?
Where is? Bro.
Okay, nice. So no one else. Okay, with
Hey.
Luffy, I have reason to say that Luffy grew stronger than Kaido.
Oh,
Right.
bro. I couldn't.
This guy was saying here like crafting this fucking shit Redux. He's like, bro, man.
Bro.
Bro, man, Yani, your whole tier list is trash, bro.
Bro,
I
this
just
guy only
fucking made
has
you
one
blunder your tier
placement
list, and
on
look
there.
at you. Huh?
Wait, bro. I also have another question.
Wait, hold on. Repeat what you said. I didn't hear what you said.
I said you only have one placement on there that I can even use.
Okay, so
But anyways,
the attempt for the reduction was like horrible. Like you're trash. Okay, but the Luffy
hey,
thing I
bro.
already explained to you. I think I have reason to say that Luffy is above Kaido. So
And then you have reason to say that Luffy is. Bro, that's bad. All right, wait. So I guess I would just ask here, who else do you consider to be, I guess, the strong, or do you consider Whitebeard to be the strongest pirate? Given the idea that you do, I think I could scale characters to Whitebeard. Kaido's obviously going to be a pirate. That would just prove my interpretation of said thing.
Hold on, give me a sec. Uh, 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 uh. And then after this debate, he's gonna find a way to say that Yachty was losing, bro.
Bro, Kiyoshi, no, you don't get it. I know it's post Marineford. Claim is that I think I could posit characters being rel to Whitebeard, given the idea that Whitebeard's already the strongest pirate or strongest whatever the fuck. Kaido wouldn't scale to him,
Okay,
and then
okay.
these characters that are rel
I'll
to him would
entertain it for
also
now. I'll
scale above
entertain it
Kaido.
for now. Okay, I'll entertain your shit argument for now, and then I'll one shot you with a scan afterwards. So, name the characters that scale to Kaido. Oh, sorry, Whitebeard, and then I'll explain to you why they don't. And then after this part of the debate, I'll cement your loss by sending you one scan that debunks his title. So go on, let's do that.
Bet. So, uh, hold on. Yeah, so you know that Akainu dude?
Oh yeah, Whitebeard, who was like weakened in Marineford, like fucking beating out and dying to death, Sorry,
You can't prove that he
dying and
was
like
weakened to any significant degree that would take away from his title.
um, he just has to be weakened, and then I can just be skeptic and say I don't know if he scales to his title self.
He has to be weakened. Why?
Are you stupid? Repeat what I said.
You said that. Oh yeah, he just has to be weakened. Blah blah blah. It might not scale to his blah blah blah. But I'm just asking you to prove that he's weakened.
I said all I have to prove is that Kaido is weakened. Sorry, Whitebeard is weakened to any degree, and
Yes,
then
and I'm
I'll ask
saying,
you,
can you prove that he's? Oh my God, can you prove that he's weakened?
can I prove that Whitebeard is weakened prior to his Akainu fight?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah, bro. Like and you know what? I'm actually tearing up. Like they just give me retards to debate, you know? They just send me retards and they make me debate them. But look at this. My alt account just sent the scan in chat and it says, call me a demon, call me a monster, but I cannot be the strongest forever. Now that's referring to him being weakened. If you look at Whitebeard's chest, there seems to be a gaping hole where blood is pouring out as well. Whitebeard also has a heart attack during the fucking fight
This
against
seems
Here
this
we
seems to be a very joke from
go.
you, Yanni, but I don't think this proves
Exactly.
anything. All he's saying is he can't be the strongest forever. I mean, that's obvious. He's gonna die one day, and then there seems to be a little cut on his chest. I don't really know what to tell you.
Yes, he seems to be a little cut and like not a fucking gaping hole where he's bleeding out.
Uh, I mean, I think, yeah, a little cut. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, when you get a little cut on your chest, do you just watch fucking liters of blood pour out?
I don't think you could quantify that to be leaders.
Dude, actually, you're a fucking troll. Respond to the heart attack. I'll respond back to the thingy later.
You said respond to what?
The heart attack point, moron.
Oh yeah, bro, the heart attack. Where does it say he had a heart attack?
He has what seems to be a heart attack.
How? Where?
Look at this gun.
What about this seems to be a heart attack?
You know, like he just drops to his knees and he starts coughing out blood. Seems to be like extremely weakened here.
Extremely weakened.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think these could just
Wait,
be indicative. Wait,
respond to
just
it being
shut
a
up,
heart
shut
attack.
up, shut up.
Oh, okay.
Like this
Okay.
could just be indicative of like his sickness, or maybe it's the shit that like boxers do. Like they get hit or whatever, they go to their corner, they spit out the blood. That doesn't mean when they come out next round they're not gonna perform at their maximum
Yeah,
capabilities.
so hold on. You know, you're just chilling there, and then suddenly your heart goes, you know, your heart's just fucking beating. And then you start gripping your chest and you fall to your knees and you start coughing out blood. And you're saying, this guy isn't sick, bro. This guy doesn't have a heart attack. This guy isn't going through some type of chest pain or some type of issue with his body that makes him weak. And you genuinely
Well,
believe
was
this?
his hand not already on his chest? If his hand was already on his chest, then I don't see there like any
Yeah,
issue with him. Wait, shut up,
there's,
shut up.
yeah.
So I don't see any like if his hand wasn't already on his chest, or was already on his chest, then I don't see any issue with him like grabbing his
And
chest
in
and
the
or
in the
whatever.
panel before,
Wait,
his
just
hand was.
shut up. Just let me finish. We know that people typically, when experiencing pain, like can grab onto things or whatever to try to numb the pain. You know, there's things like biting a towel or like holding someone's hand or whatever while you're getting shots or like I don't know
Yeah,
whatever.
I don't have any reason to believe that he's holding his chest prior to this, especially because in the scan before this, he's not holding his chest. And then, he ends up holding his chest in the next panel, then he falls
Let
to
me
his
see the
knees.
scan before.
You can go find it, bitch. And then this also
No,
um
all right, then I'll just
hold on,
dismiss
hold on,
that.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. This also seems to be indicative of a heart issue because of the fucking sound effects they use. They say like, they put the heart beating sound effects there. And then Marco, his
All right,
doctor.
so I just asked
Hold
you
on,
to
hold
prove
on,
that
hold on, hold
the
on, hold on,
heartbeat is
hold on.
sound effect.
Hold on. Marco, his doctor, starts like looking at him and he starts getting worried. Those are all kind of things that I'd expect to see if he's undergoing some kind of heart issue. So yeah.
Well, for one, I don't. I need you to send the scan. You made a claim about the scan. For two, you said this thing about the heart beating. Well, obviously, if he puts his hand on his heart, for one, we're gonna see heart beating. That wouldn't be indicative of a heart attack.
Why?
And then for two, wait, just for two, I don't even grant that this is the symbol for heart attack or whatever. For three, we see his doctor looking over here or whatever. I mean, obviously, if the dude suddenly looks like he's in pain and starts maybe grabbing his chest, then I think maybe you would be able to tell, or we still see some blood on his face, so maybe he was just holding in the blood, not like coughing it up all the way before he fell to his knees. So I don't think that any of that would be indicative of what you said.
Okay, like, are you proud of yourself, Ryan? What's wrong with you?
Bro, I'm not letting you have
But
it, bro.
this is wonderful anyway because you know I asked you to prove why him putting his heart on his chest means that they're gonna put the sound effects for his heart there. I don't have any reason to believe that. Number two, I'm gonna send a scan of Akainu attacking him whilst he's on his knees, right? So Akainu, the fight that you might use to scale Akainu to Whitebeard happens after this incident, where Akainu gets a free hit on Whitebeard and puts a hole in Whitebeard's chest, whilst Whitebeard is unable to fight or react against Akainu because he's on his knees and like suffering a heart attack, right? So he's going to be weakened when he fights Akainu anyway. I want you to prove that that version of Whitebeard that fights Akainu scales to the version of Whitebeard to start the Marine Ford. And also another point would be that Whitebeard, Marco makes various comments about Whitebeard and says that normally he'd be able to do certain things. And given his sickness, he's unable to do those things. You want me to send a scan for that?
I need all of that. And for two, given the idea that you can't present a relevant distinction, right? Then I think it would just be some kind of weird or less parsimonious interpretation to say that, oh yeah, the guy's not at full power. And then the third thing is like fucking when you say he's not looking or he's on his knees or whatever, like or unable to react. I think you said. I just need you to prove that. There's
Wait,
something
hold
called
on. You want me to
peripheral.
prove
Wait.
that?
Just to be clear, there's something called peripheral vision. So I don't even think you could say, oh yeah, you didn't see him or anything like that. You definitely
Okay, hold on,
saw him.
hold on,
So
hold on,
I
hold
just
on,
need
hold
you to
on, hold
prove the
on.
claim that he was unable to react.
Okay, first of all, this is the kind of Marco saying that his health continues to deteriorate, and this is prior to the point in which Akainu does that attack. Number two, he might see Akainu coming towards him, but obviously we'd agree that if you're going under some type of sickness or some type of like infection or whatever the fuck, those things mess with your number one central nervous system, and number two, especially if you're going under large amounts of physical pain, which it seems like Whitebeard is going under because he's going to his fucking knees. It also affects his ability to get up and react to that attack. Number three, he's in a harder position to react to Akainu anyway because he's on his knees and he's not standing up, which is his usual combative stance that we've seen him use in every single fucking fight in the series, right? So if you want to continue to rap, we can like literally just end the debate here and like maybe you might have like won the debate, do some rap point, but like the streets know that you got fucked.
Yeah.
The
So
streets
so
know you
you
got
could keep making claims and fucking yourself over. But to me at least, it doesn't seem like he's on his knees. You made the claim he is. I'd ask you to prove that. Um, then you said it would be something about him experiencing large amount of pain, fucking with his nervous system or whatever. Prove that the pain hasn't subsided by then. Um, what else is there for you to prove? Oh yeah, with the Marco scan. You were talking about. Let me see this. Pops could easily die that even if he was caught off guard. Not somebody you could trust. What is this in reference to? Wait, is this
Yeah,
wait? His
it's
health
a reference to
continues.
him being
All right,
stabbed.
his
Yeah.
health is okay. It's in reference to his health deteriorating, affecting his performance. I'm just making sure, man. What are you getting mad about?
I already explained this guy before, bro.
Yeah. So if you say that could have easily dodged the attack, blah blah blah. You want me to stay hooked up so his health
Look,
continues to deteriorate. All right. So if his health deteriorates, I think that could just be indicative that the dude's like coughing up blood or whatever, or maybe sickness is like forcing him to cough up blood. But you still have not correlated said thing to be any type of performative difference. Um,
okay,
other than
this is
no,
wait.
wait, and I know that's what the
Right,
easily. I
all
know
right.
that's wait. I know that's what the easily. Even if he was caught off guard, but then I would just say I don't know the panel that he's talking about. I don't know if he even has proper vision of said thing. Wasn't it like really blurry and a lot was happening during Marineford? So I don't know if he has like a proper, I guess, knowledge basis to make this claim.
Who, Marco?
Yeah,
Oh my god. Do you think characters require knowledge to make claims in a series?
huh?
Do you think a character requires knowledge to make a claim in a series?
Character requires knowledge to make a claim. I think a character would have to have some kind of like with a claim like this. I think he would, yeah.
Why?
Because it's a claim about said events. So if he doesn't know about said events and isn't having the information fucking
Yeah, but
telepathically relayed to,
the
shut your mouth, shut your
yeah.
mouth, shut your mouth. All right. So if the character doesn't know about said events and he doesn't have anybody fucking telepathically relaying said information to him, then I think he would have to have knowledge upon said events.
Yes,
Yes.
and no, number one, like if you search up does being sick make you weaker? You get the result that oh yeah, being sick does in fact make you weaker. Okay? Retard. Retard. And then number two,
Let me
also I'm
see
gonna
that.
go like let me see what? What do you mean let me see that? What's wrong with this guy? Well like what? Search it up, bro. What the fuck's wrong with you, nigga? And then number two, um uh 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 um yeah, with the character knowledge thing, I don't know why the author can't just make him say that. Like you're being retarded here. I think your position that's parsimonious here as well. It's saying
I
that a
don't think
character
it's
has to have
okay.
this knowledge to make a claim. Obviously, we both agree the character exists. That's like the commitment we both make. But I'm saying that the character can just say without knowledge. And you're saying that the character has to have knowledge. That's like two, more than one. And then also, I can one shot you with a scan, but I want to see your response. If you continue to route, I'll just one shot you. So it's fine.
Yeah, bro, this guy's gonna one shot me. Oh no. All right. So when you tried to, I guess, say that the author can make him say it, there could be a plethora of reasons that the author makes him saying it. Aside from it being true, I mean, for one, it could be to show, like, I guess, the strength of their bonds or whatever. Maybe relate a fucking character narrative between Marco and Whitebeard. Maybe say, oh yeah, man, Marco just has this really high
What's the
standard of
kind of
Whitebeard.
impression the
Just
person
shut
that
your
reads the
mouth.
class
Shut your
gets?
mouth. Shut your
Wait,
mouth.
no, I don't care
Put
for your show
put
argument. Answer
three
the
burdens
question.
on me,
I
retard.
don't care.
Now,
Okay,
so
don't
when you
respond to me. It's
say
okay. It's
wait,
fine. I
wait,
don't care for.
so
I don't
then
care.
shut up. Okay, so then when you make that parsimony point, then it just wouldn't go through. And then when you say it's just said on Google or whatever the fuck, I once again I just need to see it.
Truth, you're retarded.
Oh, bro, I don't do this verse. They threw me in the fire with the lions.
Um, I think that
Truth,
you're
have
retarded
you read
anyway,
this shit?
bitch.
You doing the verse doesn't mean you're not retarded.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah,
Bro,
retard
maybe
anyway.
against Ghetto Gen, I don't need to read the verse, bro. There's clearly a difference
I know
between Ghetto
because you
Gen and
got
Yanni.
slammed up by Ghetto Gen. It's like, I
Okay.
don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
Does truth even win debates, bro? Like, let's
Yo,
be honest.
okay, I'm back. The king's back. I
No,
have
he
to go
doesn't.
in a few minutes, right? So,
Yanni,
if you
fuck
wanna
off.
be a fucking rat, I'll just give this scan. We can like end the debate. This scan says that Whitebeard is the strongest pirate from the way in which he lived. This is referring to his past feats, his past achievements. I want you to prove that a sick Whitebeard, because we know that being sick makes you weaker. If you search it up,
We actually
very
don't. You're
obvious
just
stuff.
presupposing that because you still have yet to send that scan. But okay,
Okay,
Holy
hold on,
shit,
hold on,
bro.
hold on. The scientific consensus is that being sick makes you weaker. You disagree?
we haven't
I
sent that,
mean,
so I do not know. I'm agnostic on that.
Okay. So I'm gonna refer to a bunch of studies, and then I'm gonna send them in chat, and then you're gonna be like, prove they're credible studies, bro. So here we go.
No,
Chat
I'm not.
GPT, by the way. Chat GPT.
Inflammation. These seems to be like some kind of specific type of. Wait, does make you physically
It's
weaker,
not
both temporarily.
obviously it's not the sickness itself that makes you weaker, but rather the symptoms that are caused by the sickness.
Wait.
And
And
why
then,
beard seems to have
are
those
you
symptoms.
aware of the scan as just Kiyoshi might be able to send it, but it's like, to this day, Whitebeard is the strongest in name and title, or in actuality and title. So it just shows that the title will still be applicable. And then as for the like, he's getting weaker from a fucking sickness thing. Yeah. All right. So as for the thing about him getting weaker from these sicknesses, like I don't know. I think if I were to ask ChatGPT and say like we know that they have prompts based off of these things in which you try to put in, and they try to give you some kind of bias prompt towards your position. So I think if I sent the opposite thing, then I could just definitely get articles corresponding to what I believe.
Um, I wasn't here for that fucking Ramble Fest, so I'm gonna ignore it. And then I'm gonna go back to the studies and say that yeah, so there's the symptoms, and those symptoms make you weaker. Do you disagree?
Well, it depends on what the symptoms are. I don't think you could prove that Whitebeard has said symptoms. And then for two, once again, I already told you why I don't think ChatGPT would be the most reliable source for this.